Well, hello everybody. My name is Dr. Kyle Bauer, and I will be your professor for this next semester here in the class Spiritual Disciplines. First of all, let me apologize for the quality of this video. This is usually not the quality that I like to shoot videos in. You'll see the lecture, the other link that's in your Moodle, is a much better quality. I shot that last year, and the second part of the lecture I actually shot for my church just a couple months ago. So I will refrain any comments about the nature of this course during this video because I cover all that stuff in the actual lecture for this week. So the purpose of this video is just to introduce myself and to go through our lovely, beautiful syllabus. As I said, my name is Dr. Kyle Bauer, and I have been a Foursquare minister and pastor for now over 20 years. And I am currently the pastor of Pathway SFV, which is in Northridge, California. That's actually the name we're known by, but our actual church name is the Northridge Foursquare Church. So that is where I pastor. I've taught this class before at LPU. I've taught a couple other classes at LPU as well. I've also taught at Regent University and the King's University, and also a Spanish-speaking Bible college called La Facultad de Teología. So I have taught I've taught Bible school classes before, and this one is probably my favorite class that I teach. And it's not just a class that I teach, it is a class that I live. You are going to get a lot out of this class if you apply yourself. Okay, so I will reserve more comments about that for the lecture video. I talk more about that stuff. So let's go through the fun part of the class. I say that sarcastically, of course, is the syllabus. This is absolutely necessary. You need to know what's in the syllabus. It is not the most fun part of this class. The most fun part of this class is actually getting to be with Jesus. Man, this is such a great class. You're gonna get a lot out of this. But we do need to go over the syllabus because this is a 4-credit class. And we are just going to march right through this thing. I'm going to invite you not to fast forward through this video or not to skip it either, because you can say, oh, Professor, I didn't know that all of this stuff was in the syllabus. Oh, but you did know, because there is a video going through every detail of the syllabus, and you have a copy of it yourself in Moodle. So though we are going to go through the assignments and the things that you need to do, I will also be updating you and reminding you week by week in Moodle, probably through email and Moodle announcements, just the things that are coming up. So you are responsible for everything in this packet, okay? Just want to make that very, very clear. You are responsible for everything in here. I will not accept the I did not know excuse. Yes, you do know. So don't fast forward through this. Stick with me, and in the next few minutes, we will go through this. So, course description. Of course, you can email me. All my stuff is up here on the title page. You can email me, you can phone me, you can text me. That is fine. Please don't abuse that privilege. But whatever you need to clarify, any questions that you have an open line with me. Preferably email, but you have my phone number there as well, and that is available to you. So course description is a study of the biblical principles that Christ employed in training his disciples. Practical guidelines are offered to identify Christ-like character and accomplish personal discipleship, including an introduction to spiritual direction as an art and a discipline for spiritual growth and mentoring others. Group participation is required of the students, okay? The following LPU credit hour policies to meet the identified student learning outcomes, or the SLOs, of this course. The expectations is that this 3-unit course delivered over the course of 16 weeks will approximate 7 to 8 hours per week of online instruction and learning activities. That includes your reading, that includes your blogging, that includes any other study for the projects that we have, that includes your spiritual discipline practices, that includes your listening to the lectures and your interactions in this class. We'll get to all of those as we move through the assignments of this class. So we have program learning outcomes. In addition to the core curriculum goals, this course supports student achievement of the following Bachelors of Arts in Ministry and Leadership program outcomes. Here's the outcomes that we are going for in this class: to display a commitment to the primacy of the gospel message and to the local church as integral to the advance of the gospel, to explain the process and benefits of spiritual formation. You will hear that through the lectures and the readings quite a bit. To practice the spiritual disciplines. Now, you will be blogging about that. You'll be writing some synthesized summaries about that. But at the end of the day, you're only going to get out of that what you put into it. If all you want from this class is 3 credit units and to move on and to get your degree, fine. But you're not going to get the purpose of this class. Do not just mistake this class as another academic exercise. This is to help you grow in your relationship with Jesus. So we are going to learn to practice some basic spiritual disciplines together, okay? We are also going to integrate theological understanding with daily life. You'll hear that in the lecture this week, the week 1 lecture, excuse me, that the disciplines are not for information, they are to lead you into revelation, deeper revelation of Jesus. It's to help commit to a lifestyle consistent with a vibrant relationship with God. That is absolutely correct, because what the disciplines help you do is they help you align your confession of faith with your daily living. We cannot have an incongruency with those things where you say one thing but you are living another. The disciplines are not designed to be a burden. And now I'm getting into my lecture. I said I wouldn't do it, but you'll hear it more in the lecture. But they're not designed to be a burden to you. They are designed to help align your faith with your actions. And it's incredibly uplifting, and it's going to help you grow as you do it. Program Learning Outcomes 3.3 is to implement the principles of disciple making. So the course Student Learning Outcomes, or the CSLOs, upon successful completion of this course, the student should be able to analyze the discipleship method, motive, message, and mandate. Oh, that's 4 M's right there, baby, right there. Method, motive, message, mandate of Jesus Christ, with personal application into the student's daily life and in mentoring relationships. And this is evidenced in our discussion boards, posts, and our final project, which I will get into in a little bit. It's to differentiate the important character traits and habits of a fully developed follower of Christ, listening and implementing the process that can help lead to maturity as a disciple. Student learning outcomes also include, letter C, apply the basic inward, outward, and corporate disciplines from a biblical, theological, and historical perspective, both in personal discipleship and in small group and congregational settings. Letter D, to create a small group environment, the necessary growth-producing, disciple-making environment that is built on trust, grace, humility, submission, and affirmation, so as to encourage spiritual growth. Letter E, we are to also articulate a biblical view of the expansion of the kingdom of God that considers the roles of individuals, leaders, small groups, and congregations for the global spread of the gospel and the fulfillment of Jesus' great commission to go and make disciples. Letter F, to articulate key elements of the kingdom of God regarding spiritual authority, spiritual warfare, spiritual maturity from a biblical and theological perspective with personal application and discipleship implication. And also to establish ongoing habits of regular disciplines with an understanding of personal preferred pathways to loving God and to set effective goals for further spiritual development. If you are called to the ministry, this class is an absolute must. If you are called to the ministry, engaging in the spiritual disciplines is one of the things that will help you not burn out in ministry. It will help keep you connected with God in the ministry, and it will grow and flourish your ministry, because your ministry is not going to become more powerful than who you are in relationship with Jesus. If your relationship with Jesus is drying up, so will your ministry. So will your inner life. This is the most vital thing that you need for a life of ministry. Okay, so moving on in our syllabus, there are required course materials, meaning books. There are 3 books that you need, and they're written out here in your syllabus. You can find them. I'm sure LPU has a place, has a bookstore, but Amazon has these things. You can download it directly to your phone or to your tablet from Amazon, from Kindle. It's Adele Calhoun's book, Spiritual Disciplines Handbook. Ken Shigematsu, which is God in My Everything, How an Ancient Rhythm Helps Busy People Enjoy God. These are great books, by the way. I think you're really going to enjoy these books. Also, James Smith, it's You Are What You Love, The Spiritual Power of Habit. Those are the 3 books. And those 3 books are primarily what your weekly writings or your blogs are going to be about. What your discussion questions in posting in the forums one with another, that is what's going to it's primarily going to focus on what we talk about in the lectures. So that's pretty much, so the discussion forum is discuss the lectures. How did the lectures impact you? What are you going to do as a result? And discuss with each other. The blogs are more geared towards your reading. So you need to keep up with your reading. You're going to get a lot out of it. So keep up with that. And this is not a terribly difficult course. This is more of a heart level course. This is more of a practical ministry course, much more than it is an academic course, though there are some academics involved. But the main point of this course is I want you to learn how to continue to get close to Jesus and remain connected with Jesus throughout your whole life, okay? This is how the course is going to be organized. This online undergraduate course is organized into 16 weekly sessions on Moodle. Each weekly session begins Monday morning, 12:01 a.m. and ends 11:59 on Sunday. So I guess you got 2 minutes off from, I guess that would be 1 minute. From 12 o'clock you have off, then it starts again on 12:01. So here's what we got. We got weekly announcements, which I'll be communicating to you through your LPU email and on the Moodle weekly announcements. We have a prayer and praise forum. So visit with a community prayer and praise forum each week to participate in building your online community through sharing your prayer needs and praying for each other. That's just a beautiful thing to have. That is not part of the graded assignment, but it is encouraged. If you've got prayer requests, you're struggling with something, reach out. That's a great place to do it. The schedule of your assignments is the initial discussion posts are due by Wednesday midnight. And at least 2 response posts are due by Sunday at midnight. And all written assignments will be due by Sunday midnight. Let me just say something about the posts. The posts is to encourage life on life encouragement and growth and discipleship. It's to be person to person, life on life, and interaction one with another. I understand that you've got other classes and other commitments. You've got to go to work, you've got to do homework, you've got other classes, you've got extracurricular activities, you've got stuff on the weekends in your church. I get it. I really, really do. I was a student for a long, long time. I really understand how this stuff goes. However, I really want to encourage you to engage with the discussion forum before Wednesday at midnight. Make it a habit to wake up Monday morning, listen to the lecture, and then immediately post. If you do that, there's going to be a much more dynamic group involvement. It's going to be richer for you. It's going to be richer dialogue. Please don't do this. It's like, well, I just got to do a DQ for a grade, discussion question, or I got to respond to one of the people in my group so that I can get a good grade. Yes, I want you to get a good grade, but if the grade is the only thing you're after, you're going to miss something much deeper and richer that could come out of this class. So I really want to encourage you on the discussion forums. Please try and do it as early as you can on Mondays. And then just check it periodically. Check it a couple times a day. I'm sure you've got the Moodle app on your phone. Just check it real quick. And if somebody responded to you or somebody else posted, just write a quick response to them. A thoughtful response, not just, I agree. Those responses don't really count. I agree, or just do an emoji thumbs up. No, those don't count. We want substantive responses, and I will be looking at the substance of your responses. I want interaction one with another. Let's make this deep. Let's make this rich. Let's grow as disciples. Let's grow in relationship and grow with Jesus, okay? So the discussion forums are designed to help that happen. There is a weekly synchronous, meaning that it's time sensitive, asynchronous. This whole class is asynchronous, which means that's why all of the videos are posted. All the lectures are already done and posted. You can do the lectures at any time, but like I said before, try and get them done early on Monday. It's going to be much more beneficial for you. But asynchronous means it's not dependent on time. You can do it on your own time. But there is a synchronous component to this class that is optional. You will not be graded on it, but I do really, really encourage it. Thursday nights at 7 o'clock, we will have a Zoom session, a live Zoom session with yours truly and everybody that chooses to attend. Please, please, please try and attend. I don't want this to be so asynchronous that I don't ever get to see any of your faces. I've taught this class last year, and there were several people that we went through the 16 weeks, and yes, I interacted with them online, but I actually never saw their face. I want to see your face. I want to be able to talk to you. I want to be able to have a dynamic with you. There's going to be the dynamic of the lectures, and I believe you're going to get a lot out of the lectures. But I also want to talk with you. I want to process with you on a professorial level, but also on a pastoral level. And so please try and come Thursday nights, 7 o'clock. We will record those sessions and put a link on Moodle for you to go back and look at that if you are unable to attend. But please put it on your calendar, make it a priority. There's also, for course organization, there's the reading and the viewing assignments. Each week you will find links to the video presentations and several reading assignments from the course textbooks and other resources. The complete list of the assignments, as well as any secondary resources, is found in Moodle, and all of your assignments and their due dates are found right here in this big, beautiful document called the syllabus. So the course requirements, all students are expected to participate in this online class regularly. If you do not post anything, I cannot count your attendance. So please be posting, or I am assuming you are not attending, okay? So that is super duper important. So you need to participate in this online class regularly and to complete the following course requirements by their due dates, Pacific time zone, okay? Active participation in discussion forums including the initial post and the peer-to-peer responses, are indicators of student attendance and participation in this class. In other words, if you don't respond, you are not getting credit either for the response, for the work, or for the attendance, okay? One of the most important elements of online learning is that you, the student, take significant responsibility for your learning. Lack of active participation and failure to complete these course requirements could result in being dropped or withdrawn from this class. Additional instructions, resources, and grading criteria are posted in Moodle and on the syllabus. So this syllabus is your friend. Please keep making reference to this syllabus, okay? To receive full credit for each of these assignments, the student's writing must demonstrate a clear comprehension of the author's overall argument in the assigned portions of the text and a serious attempt, let me repeat that, a serious attempt to interact with the authors critically and personally based on one's own experience and perspective. All course requirements must be submitted through Moodle. Please do not submit the assignments to my email. Upload it to Moodle, which I'm assuming that probably most of you in this class have already been in another class at LPU. There's probably a few of you that this is your first semester. Likely most of you, this is not your first semester. So you're probably already familiar with Moodle. That is where everything gets turned in, okay? So the blog entries, let's talk about these assignments real quick, okay? Blog entries, that is going to be 30% of your grades. Students will get familiarized with using technology, which my guess is that most of you, if not all of you, are already somewhat familiarized with technology. I have not looked at the age of all the students in the class. I'm guessing that most of you are probably in your 20s or early 30s, maybe some of you late teens. So I'm guessing that you're already pretty familiar with computer stuff. But students will get familiarized using technology to deliver their messages to congregational members, organizational stakeholders, and or the public at large using your personal website or blog sites. Students are required to post their insights about their own spiritual development, spiritual habits or disciplines, and lessons learned from the weekly reading material. Let me explain this. Okay, so what I want you to do in this blog assignment is I want you to take the reading material. I do not want two different blogs, a blog for Calhoun and a blog for Shigematsu or another blog for Smith. No. I want you to take the entirety of everything you read this week, or in whatever week we are, and I want you to synthesize it all. Synthesize means to integrate it into your experience, your learning, your growth, along with what you read. How does it all work together? This requires critical thinking. This requires brevity. That's part of your education. Part of education is teaching you to write clearly and concisely and critically, okay? Clear, concise, and critical. These things are absolutely necessary for good writing. I do not want 3 or 4 or 10 pages of a blog. I will not read it all. I am asking for about half a page. That's about it, okay? Clear and concise and critical. So I want you to synthesize everything, okay? What did Shigematsu say? What did Calhoun say? What did Smith say? What have I been practicing in this week in my daily spiritual disciplines? Where have I been challenged? Where am I growing? How does it all fit together? That is what synthesis is. So it's going to require, again, conciseness and clarity and critical thinking in order to engage with this material. This will help you to process. The assignments are not for busy work. They are to help you process all of these things And as you process them, they start to get deeper into your heart and they start becoming part of who you are. This is part of the educational process, okay? So the blog entries, I prefer, this is just for the sake of ease for you and ease for me. I want you to write it on a piece of paper, like you're going to handwrite it. I want you to open it in a Word document. And then wherever you on Moodle submit the blog assignment, please submit a Word document. A Word document with your concise paragraphs for your blog, your concise and synthesized and critically thought out blogs. That just makes it easier for me to comment. It makes it easier for me to open up. I've had people, please don't submit PDFs. I don't want PDFs. It's hard for me to really make comments on PDFs. Word files are king, please. Word files, it's just so much easier to manage. So Word files, submit it to where your blog is supposed to be, and I will grade it from there. Also, your weekly discussions in the discussion forums will comprise 30% of your course grades. So blogs and weekly discussions, again, these are not difficult assignments. If you just do those two things and do them on time, that's 60% of your grade right there, okay? So let's talk about the nature of the course requirements for the weekly discussions. Your initial post it should consist of the concepts and insight or further research or relevant to the topic and the course materials, primarily the lectures. Remember, the blog is primarily the reading material. The weekly discussions is primarily the lecture material. The initial response should consist of 100 to 150 words. So in other words, it's not, I really liked the lecture, it was really great, click, there, finished it. That does not count. I will not count that. You will get no credit for that. It's got to be 100 to 150 words of reflective, critical synthesis thought in your discussion post. So students should paraphrase other outside sources or refer to the sources, meaning the lectures, where applicable. Also, in your peer-to-peer responses, students are required to respond to at least one of their peers' initial response each week. While there is no minimum number of words required in the peer-to-peer responses, these responses should consist of substantive and meaningful interactions. Again, it's not, I really liked your post, God's doing nice things in you, click, got that done. No, let's make this challenging. Let's make this deep. Let's do these, let's have these critical interactions one with another. And that's one of the purpose. We actually made the groups smaller. The previous time I taught this class, the groups were big, where there's like, I can't even remember now, like 8 or 9 or 10 people per group. But we've really reduced it to like 3 or 4 people per group. So there's easier to have these interactions. So you're going to have a smaller group that you're going to walk through these 16 weeks. So let's really engage with each other. You will also have a final project, which is your rule for life. This will comprise 40% of your grade. So you don't want to slough off on that one. That's a big part of your grade. So students are required to develop a 6 to 8 page research paper and video presentation incorporating specific sections from the Spiritual Disciplines Handbook. In addition, students need to research and write about a saint or a Christian hero or leader from church history whose pattern of rules for life they admire or would like to adopt into their own life, into your own life. Finally, students are required to summarize their written rules for life paper in a 7 to 10 minute video with the required in-text citations and references section as credits at the end of the video. We will talk more about this as the semester progresses, okay? I believe next week, in week 2, We talk very specifically about what is a rule for the rule of life, and we'll continue to develop that. So don't worry about that. We have 16 weeks before that needs to be done. Now, let me say something just at the onset about the video you have to make for that. I had a few students that made faceless videos. They never came to the Thursday night Zoom session, and I never saw them. I never saw their faces, the whole thing. And I thought, hold on, phone's ringing. And I thought, oh man, when they get the video, I'm finally going to see this person's face. And they made a faceless video. I was so disappointed that I didn't even get to see their face. Please make a video with your beautiful face on it, okay? So those are the projects and the assignments that you have to do. So academic honesty, this is also required. At the end of the course, you will be asked to verify that all the work you did for this course has been your own. Failure to sign the statement will result in failure of the course, okay? So you can look at the course grading yourself and see how that's broken up there. And the grading criteria, we're just looking for mastery of the subject. And if you have an absence of knowledge or they're incapable of carrying on a conversation about this subject, misunderstands most of the concept, confuses all the category, then, we're going to, obviously the grade goes down. So it's from mastery to absolute ignorance and everything in between. And we're looking for mastery. We want you to be able to talk intelligently about these things, that once this class is over and for the rest of your life, you understand the concepts that I'm teaching in this class. Okay, so course schedule is, hold on, where are we going here? So there's other course things in this class, things in the syllabus that are the course schedule. Communications, you're required to use your LPU email for all course-related communications. You need to participate or you're not going to be getting anything. There's net etiquette. So in other words, be nice to people. We don't want these terse, cutting responses. We don't want sarcastic responses or things, yeah, you're an idiot. That was a stupid response. We're not doing that. That is not kind. Remember, one of the fruit of the Spirit, or in other words, one of the things that the Spirit produces in our life is gentleness and kindness. And so the kinder you are, the more like Jesus you are. So we're gonna treat each other with respect. Everybody treats everybody with absolute total respect. Form and style requirements. Your required writing formatting style is the most current edition of MLA. You can find tutorials and sample papers there's all these links here. If you don't know what MLA is, you can look at that. If you have further questions, you can contact me and we'll figure it out together. Also, we need you to, I'm looking for quality writing in this class. I am a stickler for good writing. I really love good writing. It makes life so much nicer for me, and it's part of your academic training is learning to write, like I said, concisely and critically and all that good stuff. So there are also accommodations for the class. If there is some sort of disability or if there's some sort of emergency that happens, please contact me. Or if something, I've had students say, I've had a parent die or a family tragedy happened. Please tell me. We can make accommodations for you. Please don't think, oh my gosh, I couldn't turn my assignment in on time. I'm going to fail the course because all of this stuff happened in my life. My whole world crumbled. Please, please, please. We will help you. I am not here to fail you. I don't want to fail you. I want to help you. I want to help you succeed. And so if there's some special accommodation for any disability, or a special accommodation because a tragedy happened or some life-altering significant thing happened, please, 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 please don't stay quiet about it. Contact me and we will work through how we can make this all work, okay? So please, 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 please reach out to me. Okay, finally, you do have a course calendar here. So every week, don't worry, we're coming to the end of this real fast here. Every week, you have reading, you have a blog, you have your discussion questions. That is pretty much what happens every single week. Do the reading, listen to the lecture, engage in the discussions, write your blog. Your blog is due by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. Okay? So it's pretty straightforward class. This is not a difficult class. The assignments are not difficult. You just need to keep up with them and you need to integrate them in your mind, in your heart, and in your spirit. Okay? That is our walkthrough for the syllabus. Now, please listen to the lecture for this week and then get on those discussion questions. Also, please look for any communications on Moodle through the announcements or through your LPU email. From myself, I will try and do that every week, and you are free to contact me. Please keep up with your assignments, and God bless you. This is going to be a great 16 weeks. It's going to be a great class. All right? We'll be seeing you.